Hey guys, if you've been following my blog for the last few years, you would have seen that when I've learned languages like Russian, Korean, Irish, Arabic, the very first thing I do before I even start learning the language is to go through and do some research on what's available to me. In other words, what I do is I sit down and I research every available free and paid resource there is. So online websites, books, everything that I can get, courses, even teachers that I can find online. You know, I compile everything down into a list, and this helps me immensely throughout my journey because I have everything there. It's kind of like on the cooking shows, you know, when you see the cook, the chef, puts out all of the ingredients in little bowls neatly before they start cooking, so it's all kind of, they can see everything they're working with and they can show other people what they're working with. I actually do the same thing when I cook, and I also do the same thing when I learn languages. I put everything out so I can see where it is. This also helps when you find things during your online time and you forget where it is. You might find a really cool website, a really cool resource, and later on you've forgotten it. You've forgotten where it was. So I want to show you what I do, a very easy, simple technique using an application called Evernote, which is a note-taking and archiving app that syncs across your devices. It's a great app for collecting resources, taking notes, keeping tax receipts. It's great. It's got so many uses, but I use it for this in particular, and I'll show you how I do it. Check this out. Okay, so this is the Evernote web interface. Evernote itself is actually an app. You can download the app and use it on your, I think it's Windows and Mac. I use Linux, which means I have to use the web interface because Linux doesn't have an app, and it's also available on mobile devices. So the reason why this is such a great application, everyone loves it, is that you can sync it across your devices. So if I'm out and about on my mobile phone and I'm doing a bit of reading, looking at some websites, and I see this amazing French resource or Arabic resource or whatever, and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to forget this. I want to save this for my studies later. I can just make a note of it, or a screenshot, or a bookmark, and save it to the Evernote server, and then when I get home on my PC, it's there. And that's why it's cool. And you know, you can do this obviously without Evernote. You can do it on an Excel spreadsheet. You could write it on a piece of paper. The application itself is actually irrelevant to this, to what I'm doing. But it's very handy. It's a handy thing. So what I do is I get Evernote, and if you're using Chrome, I hope you're using Chrome for this because it makes it easier. There's a Chrome extension called Web Clipper. This is it here. So when you're searching, you can actually just you can save it very, very easily and organize it very, very easily. So what I do now, I've created a notebook called, notebooks are basically folders called French, just for the purpose of this demonstration. And I've gone on to Google and looked for listening resources for French, and this was one of the first ones that popped up, and I liked it. I thought, yeah, this is pretty cool. If I was learning French, which I'm not currently, I would say, yeah, I want to save that because I want to use it later. So I go up to my web clipper, and in this case I just select bookmark, go to organize, select French because I've already made the folder, so it's going to be there. Now what you can do here, and the other important thing, is tags. So it's a listening resource, so I just put in listening. I've already made a listening tag before, so I don't have to do it again. And so it's tagged as a listening resource, and it's put into the French folder, and it's bookmarked. So if I go save, okay, clip to French. So that now that's going to be in, when this reloads, you'll see this here. So it's now in my French folder, and it's under the tag for listening. So if I come down to the tags here, you'll see listening. These are some other tags that I added for the Arabic that I was going to show you. So I've actually created another notebook for Arabic just today, and I added a few things in here just to show you what you can do. So here, what I've done is I've just saved a few different kinds of resources. So first, a few websites, just sort of bookmarked, and then I've sort of saved a few screenshots as well. These are actual pictures I've taken. So this is Iraqi Army vocab. I saw a book and I wanted to save a few words. There was a YouTube video here. Connection's a little bit slow. There's a recording that I got off. I think I was watching some Moroccan drama. Saved a recording, some Moroccan verbs. So yeah, so that's basically it. And look, depending on how many languages, maybe you're only learning one language, so you just have one folder, and you just compile this big list of notes in your folder, and you can tag it so it's easy to find the different kinds of resources that you have. And eventually, obviously, you'll have a very big list here. You'll be able to easily find everything that you've seen before. And so this is what I do with Evernote. It's a great tool, and like I said, it syncs with your devices. So if you're out and about with a mobile phone, and you've got a bit of spare time, you can flick through it, and you've got all that at your disposal. Great resource, great way to keep everything together. So I hope that helps, guys.